5 years, 10 years. We have the same eyesight, that's about it. He's done a little more in golf than I have. I won the Swampy's Golf Championship one year. Well, we grew up over in New Brighton, not far from where Leon is from. Leon used to come over to Bridget where he'd do push-ups with Fat John on his back. Really, that's a true story. We all hung out down at PS 40, down Lafayette and Henderson Avenue. We called that our UCLA, the University of the Corner of Lafayette Avenue. There were some of the toughest guys you'll ever meet in your life down there. The McGinleys, the Seeps, Larry Lee. Was Larry here? Larry used to bartend for my father. My father owned the Cove Inn down on Lafayette Avenue back in the day. Billy might have been there once or twice. His brother-in-law, Bert, Rob, he had the fastest arm you'll ever see in your life. If he hit you with a snowball, he would take your head off. Well, Larry dropped off a shirt, a Cove Inn shirt, down at the bar, so I could hang it in my bar. I own a bar down on Henderson and Davis. And it was a size small, which kind of surprised me. You know, I don't know if you've seen Larry lately, he's not as small anymore. But anyway, you know, we used to, the toughest people in the world came from that schoolyard at PS 40, where you could, if you didn't win a game of basketball, you weren't playing, you would be sitting. And it was like that, you know, with tough people, you would get, and we mentioned the Thai girls, Sheila and Lynn and Darlene Crowell. They were hanging out down there with us. Tough sports people. So Peter never got to play any real sports, so we went out and played golf. And a bunch of the neighborhood guys followed him up there, you know, because Peter was so cool. So, you know, it took him until he was 19 to find out that you had to pay to play up there. He didn't pay the back nine until he was, what, 20 years old? And that was in a charity event. But Doug and Eve took care of that. They got them fences like tied up real tight now. You couldn't play there for free if you tried. So anyway, well, Pete he learned how to play sneaking on Silver Lake like a lot of us did. And then back in the day, the Parks Department had programs where, you know, you could pay your $2 and the juniors could go up there and play for free. But he brought golf to the everyday person in our neighborhood. And that's why everybody from our neighborhood now plays golf. We're a little bit older now. But Pete was the one that made it cool to play. He turned pro, about 10 years ago, Pete? You know, back when he was 60. And in his amateur career, he won, what, 5 Staten Island amateurs, 13 the Staten Island Classics, the Med Amateur or Med Open, one of them, the Med something. The Ike, he was a MGA Player of the Year, which I think was the most hilarious thing, us going up to Westchester Country Club and him getting the band back together, playing in front of all these country club people. It was quite entertaining. But the band's getting back together today. I don't know if you guys know or not. There's 7 of us in our family, so that's where we got our competitive juices. Everybody was competing on who was going to get that last pork chop, the last piece of ham. Most of the time I got it. It's why I'm so big right now. I never learned how to work out. But I have a bunch of other Larry Leedy stuff that was already taken care of. Thanks. I played with Peter. We had a golf outing from the bar, and he shot a 61. He said the course record up at Doug and Eve's place, and he parred the last 3 holes. You know, so you could have been somebody, Pete, and you made 1 putt. 1 putt. But he's, you know, not only on local level, he was also, you know, pretty prominent at national level. He qualified for the U.S. Amateur, the British Amateur, did very well in the U.S. Pub Links, and he's taken on people that now are on tour or the senior tour now, and he was able to hang with them, you know. And by far, if he stayed as an amateur, he would have won so many more tournaments. Rodney wouldn't have won anything, I'll tell you that. You know, 4 Rodney, what, you won 4? I don't think that would happen. But anyway, Pete, congratulations, and yeah, thanks for making it cool for all of us to play golf.
Thank you very much to the Staten Island Hall of Fame Committee. I know I was hanging around there for a while, but I got a lot of friends down there. I must have gave you a golf lesson, right, John? I must have helped out your game, that's why I'm in. Thanks. This is really a wonderful honor for me. I used to have some big dreams about playing golf, but believe me, this is beyond my wildest dreams, and from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate this honor. Thank you very much. I grew up at Silver Lake Golf Club when I was about, I started playing when I was 12, but when I was 15, I kind of joined the Silver Lake Golf Club. And by the time I was 15 and a half, I could gamble, curse, drink with the best of them. There was a good cast of characters up there, but one thing I learned from them is they were great competitors. I remember Jimmy Grasso, Al Hooker, Jumbo, 280 Jeff, all these guys, they would really compete. And they tell you, hang in there, we got a shot. Jimmy Grasso was one of the old timers there, and I used to always say, pick me, Jimmy, pick me, Jimmy. And 20 years later, he was saying, pick me, Pete. I love Jimmy Grasso. Yeah, he was a really, but these guys were characters, but they were competitors, and I loved them for that. The first job I ever had was for the Parks Departments at Silver Lake. And my job was to fetch the beer from under the bridge for the parkies. It was kind of fun up there. The best golf lesson I ever had was from my 2 cousins, Mike and Tim Keene, and my father. And we were having a match at the lake one day, and I was young, I was 16 or so. And it was the 18th hole, the match was all tied up. And I had like a 5-footer for birdie to beat him. And I putted it up to the edge and spun around the hole and stayed on the edge. And then I was kind of mad, you know, and I kind of whacked the ball over to the bag. And they said, what'd you get? I says, I got a par. They said, did you put that ball in the hole? I went, I thought you gave it to me. No. So they made me go putt it. I made 6, lost the match, but it was the best golf lesson I ever had. You got to put that ball in the hole, and I never forgot it. And it actually really made me a better player, because from then on, there was no such thing as a gimme, and my score was my score, and I really appreciated them for that. I had some great coaches going up. Jody Haggerty was my high school coach. Richie Potter was my high school basketball coach. Thank God I stunk at basketball. I wouldn't be here. But they really encouraged me a lot. I mean, when I started playing, I guess I got a little older, especially Richie Bobby. He really used to encourage me, you know, and he used to tell me he was proud of me, you know. I said, "You weren't proud of me in high school?" He said, "You were different in high school." And I really appreciated that. I did, and it made me feel good that he kind of thought I was on the straight and narrow. I had some great caddies in my life. Terrence Haggerty, Danny Ryan, Danny Pizzuto, Chris Dometta. We've been around the world together, especially Terrence. Terrence and Megan just had a baby last night, so I think he's not here today, so. This is my, you know, I knew Terrence started caddying for me when he was about 14 years old. And I said, "Terrence, why are you lagging so far behind?" He says, "Because I don't want you to see me smoking cigarettes." And I had some really good mentors. Oscar Michaud was one of my mentors. He's in the Hall of Fame here, and he was big in with the Parks Department. He was a good player, and he helped me out. Eddie Swords, Vinny Truselli. Eddie Swords was a big part of my success too. He secured my slice when I was a kid, like over my head and put me back on my heels, and it worked because one day I just stopped slicing. And I started hitting it straight, and thanks to Eddie, and I really appreciated that. I got some great press from three sports writers: Cormac Gordon, Jay Price, and Tommy Flanagan. Over the years, they wrote some really wonderful words about me, and I really appreciate it. You know, especially Tom Flanagan. I mean, for 25 years, he's been saying nice things about me, and I really appreciate it. I told Tommy one time, I said, "You're like my OB Keeler," which was Bobby Jones. Is like, we followed Bobby Jones around and wrote all about him all the time. And Tommy's my OB Keeler, and I love you, Tom. Thank you. I got some great friends. A lot of them in the crowd tonight, and you know, I got friends from grammar school who are still friends with me 50 years later. I think most of the men, they talked about the neighborhood being from New Brighton. We're kind of very loyal. We really are. I mean, my best friends are friends I went to PS40 with, and St. Paul's with, or drinking in the bar with, or COVID, or guys I played ball with, and we're still friends today. This is, you know, we're pushing 60, and so this is 50-year-old friendships. And I want everybody to know I really appreciate that a lot, you know. I got the greatest family in the world, my biggest fans. Peter, Michael, Don, Robert, Kevin, thank you very much. Yeah, they were definitely my biggest fans. They supported me a lot, they congratulated me, they were happy for me when I won, and I was happy for that. And just like my friends too, because my friend Kevin Cox, he was just as happy when I won a tournament. He felt like he won it, you know? Hey, Pistol, way to go, Pistol. Let's go down the shore. But my mom is here tonight, Eleanor. And she used to drive me out to South Shore when I was like 13, 14 years old at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to play in some junior tournaments, you know, in a Rambler. Push buttons. Push buttons. White Rambler station wagon. Thanks, Ma. I love you, Ma. And then I want to talk about my favorite caddy. She carried me for the first time over in England in the British Amateur. The first hole was a par 4 up the hill. I get to the top of the hill and I turn around and there I see Lenore running down the hill chasing my car. And she got mad because some guy in a golf cart wouldn't drive her up the hill. So I had to go get her. You know? I was laughing so hard that I was so worried about her, I actually played really good. And not even thinking about hitting shots, I was just worried about her making it up these hills. But she's been caddying for me for a long time. You know, I like Lenore. I love her very much. A lot of my success, without a doubt, is definitely attributed to her. You know, I was kind of my own worst enemy, if you kind of know what I mean. There must be something to that New Brighton beer, though, because there's like 5 guys from New Brighton up here getting help. But I really, really appreciate this, you know? And I'm lucky to have my friends who I have, and I'm lucky to have the best family in the world. Great wife, great mom, great brothers and sisters, except for Kevin. That's all right, we're having a party, I'll get him later. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Staten Island Hall of Fame.